Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday to you all. Hope you guys are getting ready for the holidays. RDAP Dan here, going live, federal prison time. We're on Facebook, YouTube, all over the place right now. Good morning, Kate. I'm having a lazy snow day, and it's kind of amazing. Well, that's awesome. And I am very proud to say we are not having any snow just yet, because last year at this time, we were completely engulfed in snow, and it was not fun for me. Let me turn down the volume on this guy, and this way we can watch. I don't have a live chat going into Facebook. It's been giving me issues, so we don't have that. So anyway, let's kind of jump into what's going on today. We've got some really big announcements that are going to be coming out within the next couple of weeks, going into early next year. As I've been telling a lot of you, some big things coming in the first quarter of 2018. And first off, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and take a moment to do so. It'd be awesome if you could go tap that bell, get notifications. Also text the word YouTube to 35074, because as the new awesomeness gets released, this is how we're going to be notifying a lot of you that do not see, that are not on our email campaign, but you are on our text message campaign. So don't hit the word stop. Don't let the text messages stop coming in. Sometimes it might get a little annoying. I get it. But I'm telling you, there's good things coming, and that's how you're going to find out about it. Hey, tomorrow, good morning. We are awaiting snow here. Well, I can't say the same. The reason why we're going early today, guys, is as you've noticed, we're a couple hours ahead of schedule from normal. I just got a lot to do today. I've got to get a haircut. Got to go pick up some gifts. We're going to a Christmas party. It's one of those like white elephant Christmas parties where you exchange a bunch of gifts and you might not end up with a gift and somebody else gets the gift and you get a different gift. So it sounds like a lot of fun. It has a lot to do with what Shelly's got going on with her hair salon. So we're going to go engage in the community and have a little fun tonight. So that's going to start at like 3 p.m. So it doesn't leave me a lot of time if I did my video normal. Who else we got in here? Robert, what's going on? Gianni, my bad, not Giovanni, Gianni. Robert, Carrie Ann, Mike Winters. All right, seems like we got a good turnout. Maybe earlier morning is better than late afternoon for you guys, because it's still early afternoon for you. It's 10 o'clock here. We got 2 people live joining us on Facebook, so make sure if you're on Facebook, you post a comment. Also, if you're watching from Facebook, show some love. Come over to the YouTube channel, subscribe. You can still watch from Facebook, but you can at least show the support in the subscription area of YouTube, and vice versa. If you're watching on YouTube right now, do me a favor, jump over to our Facebook channel. It's in the link, it's in the description. Can't miss it. You can also leave a review. If you've used my services, if you found my content interesting and informative, go to our Facebook channel, it's in the link. Leave a review on there, how we've helped you, or how we've inspired you, or why we suck, whatever you want to put. Jonathan, what's going on, my man? Jonathan Salavo. So anyway, so let's talk about some of this awesome stuff. Let's talk about reputation management for a little bit. Since I've started this YouTube channel, I've wanted to be able to offer reputation management. A lot of you may be like, well, what does that mean? What is reputation management? In the regular world, it means maybe your name has been slandered, maybe there's some bad publicity out there about you, maybe somebody did an article on you, maybe a competitor's talking trash about you, who knows? And reputation management is where somebody comes in behind that and creates positive press to suppress the negativity with positivity to help rebuild your online reputation or your branding. Now, on the flip side, for a lot of you that are potentially going to go to federal prison or at least getting in trouble, your name might be getting dragged through the media, different news presses, different online venues, who knows, friends and family. And not that you're necessarily ashamed of it, but you don't want to be known for that. You don't want that to define what's going to happen in your future. So while you're potentially going to prison, that is really the absolute best time possible to start rebuilding your reputation, because it can take some time. Reputation management is not an overnight process. It's not a couple of weeks process. Best case scenario, a couple of months, you start seeing results. It requires a lot of SEO, requires a lot of blogging, requires creating websites all over the place. It really requires some serious hands-on attention. And the reason why we have not offered this service before is I have, for the life of me, have not been able to find a reputable company to do this with that can offer legitimate, actual services to somebody to get them results without charging like an arm and a leg. For maybe it will work. So now we have that ability. Guys, I'll tell you, Billy G, what's going on, Billy? Rochelle, hey Rochelle. I can tell you guys from my own experience, hard work and dedication has paid off tenfold in my life personally. And what do I mean by that? Am I rich? No. Am I making a living? Yes. So that's a plus. It has given me the ability to do what I love to do, talk to people that are open, looking for information, that are sponging it right now because they're going through a very, very dark time in their life. And coming to a channel like this, I feel like offers some real life. You know, I'm not here to put on a suit and tie and act and dress like an attorney. That's what you hire your attorney for. You're hiring your attorney to play that role. That's the role of your attorney. And you know, I don't want you guys to think that I hate attorneys, because I don't. I just get frustrated with the lack of communication. So your attorneys play a huge role in what happens. It's just up to you to know what type of questions to ask them. So as your prison consultant or your prison advocate or you're just your online prison coach, whatever you want to use me as, whether you're a paying client or you're just somebody that's getting great information that you're able to go out and use in your own life, it's important for you guys to understand that because I've been doing this now for about 2 years, dumping my heart and soul into this, finally I'm starting to get people that are finding me that have awesome services to work with me to help you guys, and they're not looking to rape me or how much money can they get up front. They believe in the cause, they believe in what we're doing. Some of these people have spent time in prison, some of them just have a huge compassion for it. So there's 3 people that I really want to say thank you to. There's Jenny, Alex, and Andrew. The 3 of us have collaborated together over the last couple of weeks. We had an amazing phone call yesterday, and we are going to be doing some huge things. Source irrelevant. What's the topic? The topic is online reputation management. Source. If you're going through a situation right now where your name's getting dragged through the media, through the news, and you're worried about when you get out of prison how this could possibly affect you in trying to either get employment, if you're worried about what your kids are going to see, if you're worried about what your friends and family are going to see if they Google your name, we now have the ability to offer some awesome, legitimate online reputation management to create a positive vibe through with your name, with your business, whatever it is that you're really trying to rebuild. You're trying to rebrand yourself so when you get out of prison, you've got a fair shake at making things happen. There's going to be enough hurdles releasing prison, and having your name blasted all over the internet with negative stuff about, you know, the mistake you made in your life should not define you going forward. You know, we go to prison, we pay our dues, we get out, we're just looking for a chance. We're looking for that opportunity to be able to prove ourselves that we're worthy of whatever it is that we're going to try to do from this point forward. That's what our whole goal has been here from the beginning, is helping you prepare for release. So we now have the ability for online reputation management, and I'm talking to the 10th degree. This isn't what when you go online, look at these companies that are charging you 15 grand, you don't know what you're going to get. It's not going to be anything like that, guys. This is going to be legitimate, hands down service that is going to give you results. It's going to make you feel better about your situation. And the best thing is you're starting it while you're going into prison. So whether you're going to prison for a year, 24 months, 36 months, 5 years, it's giving us that entire time to rebrand you, to revitalize your name. So when you are released, it should not be an issue unless you get into more issues while you're in prison. A lot of that's through blogging, SEO, We've gotten look, when I tell you that the site's being redone, what you guys see right now, rdapdan.com, that was something that when I first got out of prison, I wanted to get a website up. I don't know how to build websites. I didn't have, finances to go hire a company to build me this giant, beautiful website with all this flashy crap on it. However, part of the team that is just concluded here over at Federal Prison Time, we have that ability now. We have that ability to make a phenomenal website that is not just flash and not just impressive words and pretty pictures. It's going to be resourceful and useful. So online reputation management coming very, very, very soon, like in the next week or so, we'll be able to lay out the service. If you've got questions about it now, feel free to shoot me an email, give me a call. Also, write this down, blog@rdapdan.com. blog@rdapdan.com. That is an email you do not want to forget, guys. We're going to, okay, so some of the things that we're going to be working on. Okay, so we're also partnering up with an amazing company that's offering inmate phone calls. It's by far not just the cheapest I've been able to find, but also awesome ranking, awesome customer service. Can't release their name just yet because we're still tightening up the contract, so I want to finish that up before, but they're going to be sponsoring what we're doing. They actually are going to be showcasing what they can do on every single RDAP Dan video. They like so much what we're doing that they've offered to basically put a commercial for what they have to offer. And this is not the only company that's offered me this. I've been offered this from several other companies, but they charge too much money. I see their customer service ratings average at best. And the problem is if I'm out here advocating for somebody else and they're not performing, ultimately, I don't want that to come back on me. We've all been in that position in the past where we recommend somebody to somebody and it doesn't work out, and the person's like, why did you recommend me that person? It's like, so even though it's not my fault, I don't want to be in that position. I don't want you guys to have to worry about that. So we're vetting anybody that we potentially are going to work with. We're vetting the crap out of them, making sure that we're all on the same path, the same goals, same mindsets, and that is going to be something coming very soon. Now, with that said, for every single client that we take on, so this is a couple different parts going on. So let's talk about this. For every single client that becomes a client of Federal Prison Time with RDAP Dan is also going to receive 1 full year of phone service. So it's going to be free. All you're going to have to pay is your local fee, whatever the prison charges you, which is like, right now, just so you guys know how it works, when you go to prison, one phone call, which is what, a 15-minute phone call, a 30-minute phone call, whatever it is, if you just dial long distance, it's going to cost you $3.15. That's what it's going to cost you. That's the prison fee and the long distance fee combined. $3.50 per call. With this service, so for a client that we give a free phone, we give you a free service for a year. The only thing you're going to have to pay is the local fee that the prison is going to charge you. There's no way around that, which ends up being like 6 cents. So instead of that call costing you $3.15, it's going to cost you between 80 to 90 cents for that one call. This is a massive savings over the course of a year, guys. And then we're also going to be having, like I told you, we're going to be showcasing some inmates of the month, people that really need assistance. And we're going to start this off monthly, and it's probably going to move to a weekly program where we're also going to be giving somebody a free phone service for a year at random. These are people that are going to prison. They're going to be basically, like we say, we're trying to help people with commissary. We also know these people want to make phone calls home. And that $3.15, when you're only making, $15 a month in prison, can add up real fast. So by being able to knock that down a little bit and giving a little bit back, we're also going to be sponsoring somebody at least every month, maybe every week. We're going to see how it goes. The blog, guys, I can't tell you how big this blog is going to be. This blog is insane, and we're putting together right now stories. If you've got an interesting story, and look, here's the thing. You guys want to share your stories. You want to be able to explain what you're going through to help somebody else that's going to be going through this after you. At least that's what we all say. Every time I talk to somebody on the phone, they're like, oh, I'm so happy you're doing this because it's helping so many people. I hope I have the opportunity to give back like this. Well, you do. And it's simple, by blogging. Now, there's a lot of other guys out there, prison consultants, that will actually charge you to blog. That's just ridiculous. First off, if you're blogging, you're helping the website because it's adding good content to the website. So it's helping us. It's helping the prison consultant. But more importantly, what it's going to do It's going to help the person that's going on Google after you, and they're Googling federal prison, how do I shorten my sentence, first day to camp, my skin's crawling, I feel like committing suicide. These are all things that each one of us have gone through in our own mind. And if you start gauging your story now, you start telling your story now in the form of a blog, and then we track you through your prison experience and where your mindset is now, where it was 3 months ago, where it was when you were getting in trouble, what's taken place when the first day you got to prison, the first week in prison, your first month in prison. And we track this day to day, week to week, and we post this for other people to see. If you don't want to release your full name, that's fine. We can call you by first name or give you your own stage name or something crazy like that. But you don't have to put yourself out there. Put your story out there. It's not about your name. It's not about who you are. Now, this will help you rebuild your reputation if that's what you're looking to do. But in the meantime, get your story out. Jenny is, when I say amazing, I've gone through some of her work. We've been going back and forth. She knows what she's doing. She knows how to take your story and relate it to the viewer to help reduce their anxiety and give them some structure of what they can be doing to better their situation. Guys, what this will do in the future is this is going to create a new formula that's going to hold everybody to higher standards. If you are more educated in what you're going through and you know what questions you need to be asking, guess what? It's going to increase your attorney's ability to help you because it's going to hold him more accountable. It's going to increase the less likelihood that a prosecutor is just going to slap some bullshit plea at you and know you're going to take it because you don't know any better. This is going to perpetuate itself out, and it's going to spiderweb and increase all areas of the federal prison system. It's going to bring awareness to the lack of halfway houses and them closing and budget cuts and how it's affecting families and how it's affecting your children. But you have to be willing to talk about it. You have to be willing to dedicate yourself to it and make time for it. In prison, you got nothing but time. You're going to be reading a lot of books. You're going to be educating yourself. And I encourage you to share your story with us. RDAPdan.com is getting a complete overhaul. So if you haven't been to the website, go take a look at it right now for what it is, which it's a very basic, dry website that I put together myself on a shoestring budget without any knowledge, just using WordPress and some plugins and figuring stuff out. It's going to go from that to top-notch, but with awesome services that are going to incorporate everything that we believe in, all of our core values. It's going to incorporate all of that. And it's because of you guys. So I wanted to share that with you guys a little bit, and I hope you guys are able to include yourselves and help us out. So right now is the time to start sharing your stories. We want to get all these stories. We want to get them ready. We want to start posting to the blog right away. We've already got some amazing stories. I know Tamara, I sent you an email. I'm hoping to hear from you. Source, I appreciate it. Source says he likes this, so that's awesome. Gianni, Merry Christmas, Dan and wife. Merry Christmas to Dan and wife. Thank you. We appreciate it. She's doing something with the dogs right now. I'm not sure. But we're going to have a lot of fun going into 2018. A lot of fun. What else do we got to talk about here? So also, we're going to do featured blogs. Those of you that do blog, we really like your story. There's also going to be gifts and rewards. And depending if you're in prison, that could be commissary money. If you're not in prison and you're like a prison wife or a prison mother or just anybody else on the outside, that's also blogging in. It can be in the form of gift cards, different things like that. So we want to make sure that we are giving back to you guys. And the only way that can happen is if you engage. Got to engage. I was talking, and I thought about, I've got a video that I have posted where it says I went back to prison or back to county jail or whatever it was. And I thought about taking that video down because I'm like, are people really going to want to take me serious if they know that I messed up and went back? But after talking it over and talking with my team and stuff, you know what? That's real, guys. I made a mistake. And I could have sat there and blamed that mistake on everybody else and blamed it on the fact that I did pay. There's circumstances that took place there that I'm not completely satisfied with, but at the same time, I ultimately made a decision. Even though I paid for the bag of chips, I decided to reach in the vending machine and take the bag of chips out when the machine malfunctioned and didn't spit out my chips. It was immediate gratification. I wasn't thinking about potential consequences. I was thinking about what I wanted right here and now and didn't really put much thought into anything else. And that seemingly unimportant decision to eat some damn Fritos ended up almost causing me RDAP. had me spend 27 days in the worst county jail I've ever spent my entire life in. Complete lockdown, nothing to do, food was horrible, couldn't do anything. And I went from, I was in the halfway house at the time, but I was also working, going home on the weekends, had a great workout routine, I was eating great, to go sit in a cell for 27 days thinking you're going to lose your RDAP and go back to prison for 12 months, plus your halfway house time that they gave you. So really, that would have been almost 2 years. I probably would have spent more time in prison due to that violation than I would have spent on my entire sentence to begin with. So it's really important to really value your decisions and what's causing you to make your decisions and how you're able to process that through. We're going to be doing some classes here in the next couple of weeks on like RSAs, rational self-analysis, where you're able to really focus on thought patterns and what allows us to make these bad decisions. Why are we our belief systems and challenging our beliefs? And I don't mean beliefs like I believe in God or don't believe in God. I mean beliefs like he's looking at me funny, so I'm going to say something to him. Or I was walking down the hall and he bumped my shoulder and my belief was he did it on purpose and I'm going to go say something to him. I believe he cut me off just to be a dick on the interstate. I'm going to chase him down and give him the finger, let him know, give him a piece of my mind. These are things that we want to work on. What's up, Curtis? Benjamin Line? Man, we got some Facebook people over there. You guys can't see them because the chat's not working on this side for YouTube. But we got Curtis Kellerman, who I met in the halfway house. What's up, Curtis? Benjamin Line, who is somebody that actually, when I had my call center back in Florida, we were doing a little partnership together, and these guys have been very supportive. They've been there, Ben was there before I went to prison. He saw my mentality getting ready to go. Curtis met me in the halfway house, and we've actually, me and Curtis went back and sat. He was there in county with me when we both got in trouble and went back to county for a minute. We both almost lost our RDAP. So Curtis knows all too well the struggle is real and the journey never ends. And when we get complacent and think we got this shit all figured out, that's when this giant 18-wheeler just runs you the fuck over, and you're like, where did that truck come from? Trust me, when shit goes wrong in your life, there was probably a million red flags prior to it happening. You just were blind to them. They were not in your awareness. So this channel is designed to get you to stop and think about what you're going to do next and what consequences could come from it, good or bad. It can be good consequences, doesn't have to all be bad. So we're going to focus on the good and stuff and try to get where we can go and get what we can do to get going. What's going on, Billy? Thank you, man. Billy said, wow. Wow. I like wow. Wow's good. So we got that. I got to go get a haircut today. I look like a mountain man. I guess that's a Spokane thing. Florida, you can't look like this. You got to be clean cut. You got to be wearing like designer clothes everywhere you go. Here in Spokane, you can kind of just live your life and be free. It's kind of nice. It's cold outside. I'm not really enjoying the cold yet, but it's fun. I was going to tell you guys something else. What was I going to tell you? Oh, are you guys getting into any of these cryptocurrencies yet? Man, I'm telling you, I'm going to be doing a video on this just because I'm not addicted like gambling. I'm addicted to its possibility and its potential. And I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to show you guys how I started getting into cryptocurrencies, how I got into Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, IOTA, a couple other ones. What's the other big? Ripple. I've gotten into all of these. And I didn't do it all overnight. I did it in the period of like a year and a half. In a year and a half, it's not a scam source. I'm telling you, it's not a scam, my man. I know a lot of people think that, but I can show you. I can show you what it's done for me and how you guys that might be getting ready to go to prison, if you're smart with what you're doing, you can make a shitload of money while sitting in prison. Wow, was for the cost for a call in prison. Billy, what are you trying to ask that? Ask that again for me, and I'll answer that question. But these cryptocurrencies, guys, if you're not checking them out and you're just writing it off as a scam, because I was skeptical too, don't get me wrong. But I'm telling you, there's major corporations. Now, is there going to be a bubble? Is there going to be ups and downs? Absolutely. No, it doesn't look good on paper. It looks good in my bank account. Source, I've cashed out 2 of them. I've profited in my bank account over $30,000 off of an $800 investment over the course of 2 years that I spent the $800. I didn't spend $800 on one shot. I spent $50 here, $100 there, $50 here. And I profited more than $30,000 in my bank. It's money in the bank. I've already cashed it out, put the money in the bank, it's there. I might have to pay taxes on it. They're still determining whether or not you have to pay taxes on the money, but it's everything tumbles. Stocks tumble, businesses tumble. The thing is doing your homework and looking at the platforms and the models behind it. It's very closed-minded. And if you're going to be going into RDAP source, if you're looking to be getting into prison, you got to try to stay open-minded. You know, if you haven't got involved in it yourself, and I am going to do a video on it. It's going to be a very dumbed-down video, guys, because I am not some cryptocurrency magician. You said 3-something for long distance in prison. That's crazy. Oh yeah, not per minute. That's for the entire call. So like right now, if you go to prison and you don't live local to your house, which most people don't when they get to prison, when you make that phone call home, that long distance phone call, if you talk for the entire time, which is either 15 minutes or 30 minutes, I forgot. Hey Curtis, what's the amount of time you're allowed to talk? How long did they give you the phone calls for? I don't know why I can't remember this. I always get confused with the email. Was it 30 minutes or 15 minutes? But whatever it is, however long that call is, it's $3.15 for that one call. Doing what we're going to be doing for you guys is only going to cost you between 80 and 90 cents for that same call. Because we care. Because we know money doesn't come easy in prison. To some people it does. I was fortunate. I had a little bit of money when I went into prison. I had a business that I cashed out a little bit out of the business, and then I had an investor who gave me a couple bucks. So I was able to live comfortable in prison without really worrying, but I saw a lot of people that worried all the time, and it was heartbreaking to watch people have to worry about these types of things. So we're trying to do what we can do, guys. Amy Pova, if you're not familiar with Amy Pova, guys, go on Facebook and look up Can Do Foundation. This woman is amazing. She's got some heartbreaking stories of people that are in prison right now on life sentences for marijuana that have absolutely nothing. We've got video from their children. We've got video from them. We're going to be showcasing a lot of this. These are going to definitely, she's got some serious people that she deals with that are definitely going to make our inmates of the month, where we're going to be raising money and donations to help these people to be able to reduce a little bit of the anxiety that they're already dealing with in prison. How crazy is that to be doing a life sentence on marijuana when yet you're seeing marijuana be legalized in so many states, and yet there's somebody in prison right now for marijuana. Now, you know, every circumstance has got its, or every issue has its circumstances to it, good or bad, but man, there's just a lot of people out there that need help. Source, do you recommend any tune videos? You know, I haven't really, and when we do a video, Source, we're going to talk a little bit more about that, but there's a lot of videos. I mean, you go on YouTube and type in, you know, what the problem, here's where people get stuck. So when you're, talk a little bit about cryptocurrencies, okay? This is, by all means, man, I'm not an expert. I'm not giving you investment advice. I'm just telling you that this is our generation's opportunity to cash in really, really big, because this is not going to last forever. We got a couple of years in this, and then who knows? It's going to be so regulated that it's going to be like stocks. You're going to need a ton of money to make anything. Right now, you can make a shitload of money with next to nothing. My brother-in-law last night cashed out on Litecoin. Okay, Litecoin. He bought Litecoin at like $18 a coin or something like that. He had 40 shares of Litecoin. Last night, Litecoin reached $200. He cashed out, put $8,000 in his pocket, done in his bank account. I didn't cash mine out because I think it's nowhere near where it's gonna go, but I'm letting it ride. And I'm telling you, so the biggest one that everybody sees is Coinbase. Coinbase is where it's got Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. Those are the only three you can buy through Coinbase. So you transfer money from your bank account into your Coinbase wallet, and then from your Coinbase wallet, you can go buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin. All the other ones like IOTA, Ripple, XRM, all these, there's hundreds of cryptocurrencies to look at. Some of these are 15 cents, 20 cents. You know, they're super cheap. Ripple right now, they're talking about Ripple being a huge one in the future, potentially. It's like 25 cents per coin. You know, we're not telling you to go dump out your bank account and go buy these coins, guys. I'm telling you, look, how many of us go out on a weekend and we spend, I see you guys posting videos. Curtis, you're just as guilty. I see you posting the bottles online and all the new jewelry that you're spending and the new kicks. The shit looks great, I'm telling you. But next time you're going to go buy that, skip one time of buying that type of stuff and buy this instead. I'm telling you, because this is what can potentially set us up for our future. A lot of us, eventually one will rule all of them. You're dead on, Mike. That's why this is our opportunity. Our opportunity is now. I've had several of you that when I was first getting involved in it told me you guys got involved in it because you saw it in my videos, and a lot of you have done very, very well. John, he's not in the room right now, but John has done very well on Ethereum. You know, Ethereum was a great buy for me. I bought Ethereum at $11. I bought like 60 shares of it. It's at like $515 a share right now. And I just pretend like it doesn't exist. You know, it's like $30,000+ sitting there right there in Ethereum that I could pull out tomorrow if I wanted to. I just don't want to yet. But problem is not enough people know about it yet. Mostly everybody's heard about Bitcoin. Then some people maybe heard about Ethereum, maybe Litecoin, but they haven't heard about anything beyond that. And then the big problem is how do you get this stuff? How do you buy it? What are the channels you have to go through? What's the path? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to start showing you guys a little bit about how to do it so you can get involved. It doesn't take rocket science. It just, Dan, time for a disclaimer. I'm not giving any investment advice. I'm just telling you guys that I think it's a good idea, and I think it's our generation's opportunity to hit something really, really big to be able to give us that boost to where we want to go in life. Because a lot of us, okay, we've got jobs, we bust our ass. Even if you're making $100,000 a year, that's good money. But chances are that's not going to allow you to retire super comfortable unless you're able to squeeze every penny and you're saving, and you're going to work till you're 80. Most of us are going to need something to come along to give us that opportunity. But you're going to have to seize the opportunity. Just because the opportunity's there, you got to be able to make decisions. You got to be able to take a risk. You got to be able to jump. Every successful person that I know has taken risks and has seized opportunities where other people are like, oh, he got lucky, he did this. When you make statements like that, that's justifying to yourself for not making that jump. That's what it is. Tomorrow, you're too funny. So it's irrelevant. Yeah, just look into it. That's all. Just do your research. Throw $50 into something. If you lose $50, it's not going to change your life. That's what I'm saying is you should never use money you can't afford to lose. But if you got a couple bucks and you're going to go spend it on a weekend going out and partying and cigarettes and booze and marijuana and going on a date, or you're going to buy you need the brand new iPhone, you'll hear all these people going, I got no money to invest. But they've got the brand new iPhone, they got a PS4, they got an Xbox One, they got the newest kicks on, they're wearing the most freshest clothes, they got the best radio in their car. Priorities. Do we really care about all that stuff at the end of the day? In 6 months, that shit's all going to be worthless, and we're going to want the new one because we want to compete. We want to look cool. We want to give that vibe out. I'm telling you, that shit's for the birds. That's for let the young kids play with that. We have to start thinking about what we're going to do with our future, and I'm focused. I'm focused. I've seen it. I've seen it work. I believe it now. I'm bought in, and I'm going to talk about it because I think for those of you that are going to prison that don't know what the fuck you're going to do yet when you get out of prison, this is something that you can throw a couple bucks at it, and possibly when you get out of prison, you might have several thousands or potentially 6 figures waiting for you. You never know where that short-term risk, that small risk might pay off if you do your homework right. Most of us spend that on random stupid stuff. That's what I'm saying, Mike. That's my point. Is it's not like I'm not telling you to take money out of your children's mouth or take clothes off of your family's back or don't keep a roof over your head. Don't spend it if it's going to take food off of your table. But if it's money that you have to burn, everybody says they don't have money to burn, but yet we see all the dumb stuff that people own, which means they probably have a little bit of money to burn. Like, let's find something dumb that I have. This phone, for one, it's a fun phone. I'm already like, this phone's outdated. $700 fucking phone, Galaxy S7 Edge. And I'm already like, I should get the new iPhone, or I need to get the new Galaxy. And it's like, no, I don't. I'm going to ride with this phone until it craps out. But it makes us feel good to go out and buy things, but it only makes us feel good for a minute. And that's the problem. Is we got to find ways to replace what we're missing in life with real substance, because you can't replace emptiness in life with things. It just doesn't work. It might do it for a moment, but then at the end of the day, when it's just you and your things, it doesn't do anything for you. That's all. That's all we're going to talk about that, because I am not a financial advisor. I'm not an investment broker. I'm not going to tell you what to invest in. I'll give you some websites to look at. You go do your own research. But next to that, it's going to be on you guys. You got to be able to just make these decisions and get more aware to what's going on in the world. But I'm super, super excited for all of these awesome new tools, programs, collaborations that we got going into 2018. I can't wait to see what you guys are able to write. Mike, I would love for you to write. Tamara, I would love for you to write. Sorry, Dan, off the subject. Can you possibly qualify for RDAP if your case is not a drug related? Absolutely, Jonathan. Your crime doesn't have to have anything to do with drugs in order to get into RDAP. You just have to be able to display that you have a substance abuse issue. So your crime could have been completely white collar, could have been tax evasion, could have been mortgage fraud. It can't be a crime of violence. You can't have used a gun in the crime. It cannot be a hands-on child crime. Like, what do I mean by hands-on? Like, if you have a child pornography case where you had possession of pictures or you're distributing pictures, that can still qualify you because it wasn't considered violent. But if you actually went and met with a minor, or you did something with a minor, you were videotaping a minor, then that would change the level of your custody, and then you would not be able to take RDAP. But yes, you can take RDAP if your crime is not drug related. That is a and we should probably do a whole video just on that, because that's a giant misconception. People are like, I thought I couldn't do RDAP because my crime wasn't drug related. I met a lot of people in RDAP. I met bank robbers, as long as it wasn't violent. Like, if you rob a bank with a piece of paper saying, please give us your money, that's not violent. But if you hold up a piece of paper and say, I have a gun, please give us your money, even if you don't have a gun, that's considered a violent charge, and that will disqualify you from RDAP. So don't rob a bank, but if, God forbid, if you do, don't bring a gun, and don't say you have a gun. You can't say you have a pipe. You can't say, I've got a stick in my pocket, I'm going to beat you with it, I've got a knife. Any act of violence during the crime can prohibit you. So just don't rob the bank. Simple. Good topic. Sold me on it. I'm glad, man, because look, I was struggling. When I got released from prison, I was struggling. Capital S, struggling. Didn't have any money left when I got out. Shelly just started working, so it's, we were trying to get our feet on the ground here. I was working for a minimum wage for a company out of Florida. I was making $10 an hour, working as much as I could, and on all my free time, I was building this. And I read a lot of books in prison, and it was about, putting in what you have to do to be able to get rewards later on in life, and doing it for the right reason. And I kept that goal, I kept that focus, and now this is what I do full time. I don't do anything else full time. And we're going to be expanding on this. We're going into a nonprofit realm where we're going to be actually opening a local place here in Spokane that is going to be designed to kind of reiterate a smaller version of how RDAP runs, and how it teaches you to communicate, and how it can show people that there's things that they can do different in their life. And it's not just going to be open for people going to prison or coming out of prison. It's going to be open for anybody that's trying to improve areas of their life that is maybe having a really, really, really rough time. There's plenty of grants for that. There's so much to be able to do that is going to be a spin-off of how this started, to be able to continue to reach people and give back. And it's all because it's being done for the right reasons. And that's what's made this possible. We never worked off of greed. We never took advantage of people. We never charged ridiculous fees. Now, talk about fees. Bringing in a lot of the new services that we're bringing in the reputation management, we will see an increase in fees. There's no way around it. We kept them as low as we could for as long as we could, but we're still not going to be anywhere near what the next average prison consultant is charging. We're still going to keep it completely affordable to where anybody can take advantage of it. But some of these additional services, there is a cost associated to it, so we have to find a way to have everybody absorb a little bit. So just heads up, going into 2018, There will be. So if you are considering hiring a prison consultant, try to make it done before 2018, because we will see a price increase January 1st. And we'll start talking about more about that once we get a little bit closer and we have it ironed out. Lisa Todd, what's going on, Lisa? George Adkins. Oh, we got Easy in the room. Easy's one of our web guys. He helps us on the back end of the website. What's going on, Easy? I don't know if you guys are still there or not, but if you are, cheers. Can't tell. I don't know if it shows me how many people are watching in Facebook. What's our time? We're at 40 minutes right now. So we're probably going to wrap this up. I got to get ready. Got to go buy some gifts. Got to go get a haircut. My beard is getting gray, guys. I can't believe it. I did not have any grays coming out of prison. And now, let's give you guys a close-up of RDAP man's beard here. No judging. But man, you see those grays in there? That's a lot of gray. I guess that's what happens when you're getting ready to hit 40. I'm in my last years of my 30s. Just hit 39 November 27th. So 40 is next. There's always beard dye for men, right? We can always dye it up. You guys will know. You guys will call me out on it. RDAP, did you dye your beard? Because it looks like an 18-year-old beard right now. But no, I got a nice bald spot growing back here. It's part of growing old. But I still can get it in the gym. Burpees, pull-ups, dips, push-ups. Every day. Every day. I might not look like it, but every day. Hold my own. 40 and growing. I see a lot of these younger dudes in the gym. And I see them watching what I'm doing going, how the fuck is this guy doing this? He must be on something. I'm on something, all right. It's called that prison-style workout. Don't ever give it up. When you learn that prison-style workout in prison, don't let it go. Don't get out and forget about it. Stick with it. Am I right, Curtis? You know. Thanks, Source. Yeah, and look, the Source said it's a good add-on. Source was talking about the reputation management. We've wanted to do it for the longest time because I've always known about it. I've known about it way before I went to prison. Online reputation management. The problem is who do you trust? Most of these companies are scams. They're charging you $800 a month, $1,000 a month, $500 a month, and they're going to tell you it's going to take 6 months, and at the end of 6 months you didn't get anything for it, and they'll show you some basic results. We are result driven. We are a result driven company here at Federal Prison Time with RDAP. Dan, I'm taking a substance abuse class right now, just like you recommended. That's what I like to hear, man, because I'm telling you that stuff will help. You just got. Have you already done your pre-sentence report, Jonathan? You just got to make sure that you know what to say during that very important day when you're doing your PSI, your pre-sentence report investigation. Because once they're done, because you got your PSI and you got your PSR. Some people confuse them as the same thing. They think it's just two different names. I used to be one of those people. Your PSI is your pre-sentence report investigation. That's when the probation officer investigates you, prepares everything. Then once he finishes, he gives you the PSR, the pre-sentence report. What is in that report is all based on what happened during that interview, the actual investigation. So if you're not saying the right things, or you're clamming up, or you don't know what to say because no one's guided you in the right direction, maybe your attorney doesn't quite know, whatever it is, you need to make sure that you do your homework and your research and find out. It's definitely one of the services that we offer is to make sure that you are prepared for that interview, because that interview very much dictates the opportunity of the likelihood of you getting into RDAP. And if you botch that interview, then your opportunity to get into RDAP is diminished, and it's going to cost you double what you were going to pay. So if you're paying me $1,500 to help with that, and you messed it up and you screwed it up and it didn't have the information in there, but you do have an addiction problem, and now we have to refix that. Now we have to bring in a specialist, and it's going to cost an additional $1,500. So avoid that if you can by preparing the first time the right way. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to tell you it's real. I see people all the time that are so aggravated because they didn't know, and they found about this after the fact. I just did my pre-sentence report last week. I wish I would have known what you just told me. Me too. I've been watching your videos for months, and that's why you need to call right away. Don't just assume that you're going to have it all figured out on your own. There's so many different steps. There's so many different directions that this whole thing can lead off into. And there's a million different little moving parts that we focus on behind the scenes that you don't even know is going to take place yet. Everyone's like, We hire a prison consultant to help us get into RDAP. Really, the reason why you guys are hiring me is you're getting so much more than that. And those of you that are clients, you know it. The phone calls, the one-on-one, how it's rebuilding your mindset, how you're dealing with the anxiety better. If I ask somebody why they hired me up front, they'll give one reason. 6 months later, if I ask them that same question, they will completely change their answer, forgetting they ever gave me the first answer. I do it all the time. And it's like, that's not what you said 6 months ago when we first got into this relationship. So haven't even gotten there yet, just emotion on January. So you're at a very good point to Jonathan, to really put yourself in a good position to have a very positive outcome. You just really have to do things the right way. Hey, Dan, by the way, the DA dropped my charges before trial. High five. So your charges were drop source? You're not going in now? They couldn't find any witness, and they're trying to, okay. Class 4 felony weapons misconduct is dismissed. That's awesome. That's about as good as it gets. Make sure you take that gift and you appreciate it and learn from that, and do not allow yourself to fall victim to your bad choices again, because you're only a victim of your own mind. You're not a victim of anybody else's doing. People tell on you, yeah, you put yourself in a position to get told on. So take that as a get out of jail free card, because you don't see many of those come. We've seen it happen a couple of times. We don't see it very often. Usually feds, when they come strong, as many of you know. It was a scary day when they came to my house. So we talked about all the letters that I wrote while I was in prison. You guys have been asking for those letters. So we're going to start doing those letters, and it's probably going to start on the blog, because we really want to get you guys active going over to the blog. So those letters should probably start appearing, I would imagine, within the next 2 to 3 weeks. The letters will start appearing. So every day while I was in prison, I wrote a letter home. Every day. Didn't miss a day. Monday through Sunday, I would write letters. Mostly they were written to Shelly. Some were written to myself. Some were written to friends. But they were letters I wrote from Monday through Sunday. And then every Sunday, I would drop them in an envelope and mail them home. Well, I have all those letters. And I think it'd make a really fun segment to do the letters. So we're probably going to start releasing the letters on the blog. But I have to get the letters scanned in, and then probably going to have our awesome Jenny rewrite them, because my chicken scratch probably can't be read. A lot of it's just late night, sitting in my bunk with a notepad, breaking the pen, or the pencil tip broke, whatever. So state charge. Oh, not federal. Okay. Much more common on the state side. State's kind of lazy. They go after people without having all their ducks in a row. So again, congratulations though. Still, the anxiety and the fear you're facing was all too real. You still faced all of that just to be able to feel that high of getting it released. So congratulations. I'm very happy for you, bud. So what do you guys, is this, do you guys prefer earlier videos, later videos? Let's talk about during the week also, Monday and Wednesday videos. Do you guys like those videos at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time? Should they go a little bit earlier? I know they don't want to go later, because we used to do them later and it wasn't as good of a turnout. So right now it's 5:30 my time, 8:30 your time when we do those videos during the week. Would you guys like to see video content maybe a little bit earlier in the day? Well, thanks, Jonathan. That really does make me feel good. I like to see myself as a different human. My girlfriend says I'm very weird. She says, you're not different, you're weird. But that's okay. Weird's all good. Private PSI? What are you referring to? Like having your own PSI created? Is that what you mean, Mike? So we got weekend earlier better, weekdays later is better. So yeah, we'll take a little poll on that. Maybe I'll actually put up a poll and we'll talk about some different times and see what you guys kind of vote for, because I really want to, try to increase this viewership. Like, we got 7 people watching right now. I'm very happy that 7 of you are here. I know it's the weekend, I know it's holidays and stuff, but we got to find a way to engage this community much more than what it is, because there's so many people that are going through what you guys are going through that just aren't aware. So we have to find a way to get the word out there. And I tell you what, once this awesome crew that I have that's going to be joining my team, because look, it's not going to be me, it's not going to be RDAP Dan and his sidekicks. These guys, Jenny, Andrew, and Alex, these are going to be people that are going to make me look really good. So when you guys are like, wow, what you've done is amazing, RDAP Dan, just remember, I just had a concept. These 3 people behind the scenes are going to make this stuff come to life, guys. I could not do it without a team of people just like this. Couldn't have said that any better myself. Mike, I'd like to talk to you more about that because I'm not aware of that, and I'd be really interested to find out more information about that. Now, I know you can do mock PSIs to see what it's going to look like, but I didn't know that you could use yours in replace of theirs. But yeah, that's interesting. I'd like to talk to you more about that. All right, guys, I hope you have a great weekend. I hope you guys are doing something fun, Christmas parties. I know you're stressing, you're getting ready to deal with some serious shit. Don't let it get you down, I promise. First month in prison is going to feel way better than what you're thinking about it's going to be like. Just keep that in the back of your mind. Keep that in your back of your mind. That's what makes a good coach. Go team! I need somebody to dump the water cooler on me. That'd be fun, right? We got them. Anyway, all right, guys, have a fun weekend. I love every single one of you. You guys have made this journey amazing. For myself, it's been therapeutic. My probation officer, he's encouraging other people to go out and do stuff like this because he's seeing the impact and the change it's had on me. So to my probation officer, Chris, to everybody out there that's supporting, to our new team, Jenny, Alex, and Andrew, and everybody else that's made this possible, all of you, all of the viewers, all of you amazing clients. I think you guys are all absolutely amazing, and I can't wait to see where this goes in 2018 and beyond. Mike, you and I definitely need to catch up. I know you had some other questions. Anybody else, if you've got questions, you got concerns, you're getting ready to face some rough times, do yourself a favor. Don't go at it alone. And I'm talking to you. Pick up that phone, 509-434-4695, rdapdan@gmail.com. If you want to share your story and you've got some amazing stuff that you've gone through that you think other people should know about, let me know. All you got to do is email blog@rdapdan.com. That simple. All right, guys. Have a great weekend. I love you. Talk to you soon. Every day, people helping people. Community as method. One day